to the Bricks and Business Podcast with episode something. I don't remember. We are building the Lego creator sets for New York City and London. Seth just went to New York City recently.
I did.
And I went to London for a layover once in 2019.
So you get to do London.
So
have you been to New York?
France. I wonder if there's Lego
underpants.
Cool. So we're going to do that. We're going to bust these open, get started. We will be talking about business stuff. A lot has been going on. A lot. We'll get into that. And yeah.
Yeah. Where do you want to start?
Start with opening the box.
Oh, okay.
Of my feelings.
I don't know if we want
the emotional box. No, we won't get into that. Lena doesn't have feelings. What is up with this? Hey, here. I have a solution.
Ooh. Got it.
Slow.
Ah.
So, that's what we are dealing with here. Lego creator set for London. This is a number of pieces. I threw the box. I don't remember how many pieces it is.
What kind of games are you playing here, Lego? They're both labeled 2.
Goodness. Okay. Those are yours, correct?
I assume. I think those are your 2s. You got 3 2s.
What's happening?
This is good. My instructions ended up over there.
Great. We're going to have we're going to get mixed up here.
Oh, fun. Man. Hey, look, the little Lego man. He's opening the box.
Hey. Illustrative purposes.
It's really nice that they showed you how to do that after you open the box.
The instructions how to open the box are not on the box, so the box never got opened.
It's like that whole opening scissors thing.
Yeah.
Which we ran out of scissors. So in the co-working space, right, we provide lots of supplies, and we keep running out of scissors. And so
pair down here.
Is there?
Yeah, blue handle pair. I told Keen that yesterday.
Dang it.
He asked where our scissors were.
I could not find scissors. So I ordered a bulk pack of them. Let me just see, because it's a comedic amount of scissors.
As you would do.
Because I was like, I just don't want to do this again. I don't want to look for scissors anymore.
It's like a lifetime supply of scissors.
Arriving today by 9 p.m., which usually means 2.
Yeah.
Let's see, view order details. Yeah, 24 pack.
That'll probably do it.
I mean,
yeah.
It was only $22. But look, they're like a rainbow.
It's a rainbow of scissors. The woke media agenda is attacking the scissor industry.
It seems appropriate.
Yeah. All right, so
speaking of scissoring, okay.
Speaking of what?
What?
What podcast do you think you're on right now?
Not the BBR.
This is not the BBR podcast.
I did tell my students about the BBR. I go, if you want to get to know me better,
you can listen to this. Well.
And then one student actually subscribed right away. I got an email.
There you go.
It was great.
Like in the moment, like in class.
Yeah. I walked out of class and checked my email and was like, oh, that was nice of him. But
I was trying to get brownie points.
But he already didn't succeed in my class once, so he needs.
He's trying to figure out what works. He's like, is it because I didn't subscribe to the podcast?
Yeah. But it was pretty funny. So I teach this class, current issues of management. I enjoy doing it very much, but also I'm just very transparent with my students about how little the university pays for that to happen, and. So I tell them about it so that they understand, if I don't
they're sad for you.
If I don't get back to them in a certain amount of time, too bad. I don't get paid for that. At least not well enough for that. So, but this year I have them doing a specialty group work throughout the semester, and that means I provide time at the end of the day for them to strategize their group work, which means I say, okay, class is done. You guys talk about your group stuff, and then I leave before they do. and it is.
Then you run out.
I
as
felt
fast as
so
you can.
good, like because I was like packing my stuff at the end of class, like as I was telling them the last parts of it, like students usually do to their professors,
Right.
and I was like, I just wanted to flip the script a little bit, and I think I successfully did. I do have one student that I don't think enjoys my humor, but you can drop.
Yeah.
Like,
This is optional.
this is first of all, completely optional. Second of all, it's also a elective, so they don't have to pick this one.
Exactly.
And then I play a video on the first day of class that encourages them to quit. Like, just quit.
Just quit.
This, you obviously don't need a college degree, and here's why. And I play a video that has like Donald Trump, Jay-Z, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Peter Thiel. Like,
Teal.
is it?
Yeah, it's teal.
Okay. And so all these different people, and then I say, usually, I don't think I said it this time. I go, so all these people telling you not to go to college, which of them do you think didn't go to college? And it's like Jay-Z is the only one that didn't actually go to college.
At all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, I just try to point out that you can hear these things like don't go to college and then think about who's telling you that. It's like
Exactly.
rich people that want to take advantage of you. I don't know. So,
Well, the thing about that is Bill Gates already had a successful company by the time he dropped out.
yeah.
Right. So like these people were dropping out with a plan. Whereas if you're just like getting a communications degree and working at Target, it might be worth it to figure out the plan before you just completely ditch, at least one plan for your future. It doesn't have to be the plan, but it is a plan.
Yeah. What's it
And
like being a college
Plans
dropout
change.
working at Target, Landon?
That was wow. I didn't realize I was using myself as an example there. A 30-year-old college dropout working at Target.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Children. They're all children. And I'm 30. I'm like twice. I'm not really, but I'm like, feel like I'm 3 times
You've been
their
an
age.
adult twice as long as them.
I have.
How about
And it was fine. It was definitely a little bit weird because I have more of a competitive nature than I thought I did. And so when I would do an assignment, my reaction wasn't just like, oh yeah, get it done, get a good grade. It was, I'm going to destroy these children with how good my work is versus their work.
Yes.
That may not be the right attitude
Did
to have,
any
but
of
it was
them
the attitude
do
I had.
better
So.
than you? Like, were you like,
No.
were any of them, were you looking at any of them and going, how?
Well, okay. I just have more experience, first of all, because
Yeah.
I'm
You've
30.
done it? Yes.
and I was 31 at the time. And was I 31? I don't even remember how old I was. It doesn't matter. And I just kind of tripled down on everything. Spent way more time. And I didn't have the fatigue they had of like being in school for their 3rd year in a row or 4th year in a row. I was
Or probably like
fresh in
their
from
15th
a
year in a
10-year
row.
break.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they were not just on their college stuff. They were like finished. I mean, they just finished high school.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
went straight into this. So
And so they were, obviously what I'm saying here is like I had a lot of advantages. But yeah, no, I was way better at 99% of them. There was 1 or 2 students who were pretty great.
I noticed that the non-traditional older students that have taken my class, they typically like understand how to prioritize and work better and faster
Yeah.
than students.
They've had to do it.
Because they've already lived in a real world, and they also don't have time for that crap.
Yeah.
So I did tell them this time. I've never mentioned chat until the end of the semester usually. But this time I was like,
You're like, they already know. So.
yeah, I mean, this is no longer a possibility that you don't know, but I said, I need you to write stuff. I don't care how well chat can elaborate for you. Like, I don't care about the elaboration at this point. So just write this stuff.
You have to do the job.
Like,
look at that. It's a little cityscape. I didn't even know what I was building.
Me either. I thought I was building like a floor. I don't know what kind of floor this was, but
no, that's definitely New York City.
Yeah. Well, now I see it.
I didn't. That's the clever thing about
Nintendo
Lego, is that first of all they thought about the background and they made it in a unique way. We've done some Temu sets and they were awful. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that because that was a whole ordeal. Yeah, so I went back and finished my degree and
it was upside down.
Used that degree for about a year. I don't even know if I needed the degree to get the job that I got, but I did it like a personal goal, and now I do my own
Now
business.
you have it forever.
Now I have it forever.
It took me only 10 years to hang mine up.
Mine's still in a tube.
Nice.
My parents are like, "Don't you want us to would you want us to frame it for you so you can hang it?" I'm like, "At my office? No."
Where I have no walls. Where Seth
Well,
keeps
that was
knocking
whenever I
off
had
the
the
one.
other job.
Oh.
That's when I had the other job.
But
Yeah.
like here, that one thing that you had hung up, I kept knocking off the wall.
Yeah, it's like if I did hang it there, it'd be broken. There are so many twos. I don't know which two I'm opening. I have 4 twos. Do I just open all of them?
I think so.
Why wouldn't we put real numbers on the Lego?
I don't know. I think the fire marshal asked the same thing when I told them. Like, I'm glad that we got some numbers on the walls. It used to be, one of these offices here, they're now up to G. Okay. Mm-hmm. But when we first started, so recently they were numbered, but when we first started, one of the offices was letter J. One of them was called Tiger. One of them was called Blue.
Oh my goodness.
So we just named all
the
the offices different things. But like it didn't make sense
that's
to
a joke.
anyone. Yeah.
Was that intentional? Okay, it was intentional.
It was like really we tried to make it like this most ridiculous thing. And my plan was to decorate each one. Like you walk into Blue and it's blue. You walk into J and it's just a bunch of pictures of Keen's family. All the J's.
Or just
This is like a tiger.
Yeah.
You walk in and it's like it's all Frosted Flake themed. Like
Yeah.
you would just lean into the weirdness of it.
This is you. Look, that's definitely the Statue of Liberty's green head right there.
Bro, I don't know.
Well, I guess we need to pay attention when we're opening these in the future.
As a side note, I've been following the instructions for. Oh wait, this is right. Okay.
Anything goes wrong?
This is the wrong city. But
No,
it's
that's
not.
New York.
It's the right city.
You just went there.
I know, but
You just went there.
just from a quick glance, I saw Tower of London here.
Oh.
And like, what have I been building?
That's the real trick. Is they actually put the wrong pieces in the box to see if you can tell what city
my
it is.
gosh, that'd
This
be
weapon.
great. Now, what are you gonna tell me now that you removed the weapon?
Oh. I didn't catch on. It took me way too long to catch on to that.
Oh man.
So degrees. If you
did
need a
that.
degree, you can get a degree. If you don't need a degree, don't do it.
Or if you don't know what you're supposed to do,
Then don't go to college.
wait. I'm the other direction. Go get some life experience in college paid for by the government.
Well, sure. If it's not going to put you
Yeah.
5 to 6 figures in debt,
Yeah.
go for it. If
go
your
to a
parents are paying for it, that's like,
Well,
as Gary
that-
Vee says, that's a 4-year vacation at the very least.
Even if your parents aren't paying for it necessarily, like it is the cheapest way to live. Like because you're not having to actually pay any of those costs
Unless
until later.
Well, yeah, you're borrowing from yourself. I know people who paid. They had like a $60,000 student loan. They've put in 120 grand, and they still have like 40 grand left.
Yeah, that's
like,
crap.
And they're having 18-year-olds sign those things. So I really don't.
Yeah.
Unless you have a full ride, unless your parents are paying for it, or make money, get real world experience.
Oh, so speaking of things that I would do, okay, if you're a student that doesn't get that does get financial aid, it's all paid for, okay, and you still qualify for a subsidized loan, which means that you get $10,000 or whatever, right? You get this amount. The federal government for 4.5 years pays all the interest on it. And then at the end, it's $10,000. Okay. So on day one of finishing college, you can pay the $10,000 back. So all you have to do is, if it's all paid for, take the full amount, put it in a high yield savings account for 4 years. And at the other end, you have some money. Okay. If you did very conservative and just threw it in a 3%, savings account, you get 3% back. Cool. If you do something risky with it, you could get even more back, or start a business with it, or whatever,
or lose it all.
But if you're in such a good spot where you have access to all of that money, you probably will be fine paying it back later.
Yeah. I
also say that as somebody that went to a tiny school, like a small school that's really affordable. It's one of the most affordable. And so
ASU's pricing really isn't awful at all. I mean, it's expensive for what it used to be, but it's not anything like other state schools.
Yeah. And so when I've made the suggestion to students to do that. It's like, take that money, put it in a savings account or a mutual fund or something.
But don't they need that money to pay for classes?
Well, I'm saying, like, if they don't, like if it's all covered,
like, just
already,
get the loan
anyway, because it's free money, it's free capital.
Yeah.
And then you have to pay it back. But what you could do is put it in a mutual fund. Okay. A long-term mutual fund. Just pay it. Pull money from it every month to pay your student loans, which are at like so say like you take $10,000 out every semester. Okay. So that's $80,000. Okay. You put $80,000 over the course of 4 years in a mutual fund. You let that mutual fund just grow. It's going to grow higher than 6.8% faster year over year. It will rise at 7%, right? Like on average. So you make a tiny bit of money, but you also, what I would say is, then pay off your student loans. Like, you pay off your student loans. Leave that money alone. But if you ever need it to, go get that money and pay off. Never be in debt over your eyeballs.
Right.
There's that money.
But if you can dump 10 grand into a mutual fund when you're 18, the upside is huge.
Yeah.
If you have to pay back the loan.
So it's just a way to do it.
Yeah.
But all that to say, for my students this semester, I'm making them read a different book. Each one of them will read a different book. So they all read the Gary V 12.5. They all read 101 Tough Conversations to Have with Employees, because they're all going to be managers. I tell them, you need to buy that book and keep that book. The 12.5 I want back, because I provide them a free copy, courtesy of Landon Ward. And
because Landon bought 600.
Yeah. And so I provide that for them. Then so I tell them, you have to bring a $20 bill to class on the second class day. Okay. So you're going to bring a $20 bill. You are going to give it to me. I'm going to give you the book that you're going to read. I'm providing the book. Okay. Because it's a bunch of different books. And the goal here is to crowdsource reading. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
And I've seen the executive summary subscriptions. I know that I can listen to books on tape, but it's very hard for me to learn that way.
Dude, that's the way I like podcasts all day, audiobooks all day. I love it.
But like I've listened to stuff like that and nothing, retain nothing. And so what I figured out that I could do that you can't do unless you're an incredibly tenured professor, you can't do without having some sort of artificial intelligence helping you, some sort of algorithm helping you. But what I'm doing is I have 20 students, okay? Each of them get a book, okay? Each book relates to our content in a different order. Different chapters, different segments of the book will relate to different parts of what I talk about. So if you're a normal, typical teacher, you're going to pick a book, you're going to go through the book with the students in some order. So my class aligned really well with this book called First Time Manager. Well, it's a great book, but I need to learn. Like I need to stop using the same books over and over again. So what I'm going to do is I get all the books that I'm going to use in the class. I put them all into ChatGPT with their chapters, right? Then I tell Chat to put it into a matrix that shows each student what to read for each week, filling in the gaps when there's nothing that relates, right?
Right.
So then what I do is in class, I sit down. Typically, you read one book. So everybody reads one book. They're sitting around the table, and I say, what'd you learn? One person says, this is what I learned. And everybody else says,
yep,
same.
Same.
I remove that barrier, right? By giving them, every single person has a different book.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I do is I buy all the books, I bring them to class. I exchange their books for a $20 bill. Okay. At the end of the semester, they give me my book back. I give them their $20 back. Easy. I assume that most of my books are going to be under $20. I got to finish figuring that out today because I need to make sure I have them all next Tuesday. But bring them in, get their money. I'm going to take their money, and then I'm going to have Chat give me an investment strategy in Robinhood or something like that. And then I'm going to take their $400 and I'm going to put it in this account and see what happens. No matter what, I will reimburse my students.
Right.
The $20. I could lose money, or better yet, I could make money. At the end, on the final day, which is not finals day, it is the day before finals day, they get an opportunity to do a presentation if they need the points for the class. And I will also give a presentation of how much money their money made me. So I think that's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, and if you only made like $100 off of that initial 400, which is pretty decent return.
Pretty decent return.
A short amount of time. Like, we're all going to get $2 back.
Oh, no.
That's like.
Oh, let me just super clarify.
No, you're keeping it.
I keep it.
No, I caught on to that. My other thought was, well, it would be cool if you could just be like, oh, and also, here's more money back because I invested it properly. Now you go do that. But it would be negligible anyway.
I will say, because it would just be a couple dollars per student.
Yeah.
I will say, if we do something that gets crazy, like
Pizza party.
some craziness, I'll fund a pizza party here.
That is what they need to know about management. Because if a manager knows one thing, is if the employees are sad,
Throw
or disgruntled,
a pizza party.
because
How
that
did you
always
know?
works.
How did you know, Landon?
Huh. It's like pizza parties have been thrown at me. Whole parties thrown at me.
Thought about having pizza at the office today, but now I feel like it'd be
You
like
do on
make-
the nose.
Be like making up for something that I didn't do. Didn't turn off the lights.
Look,
or
I'm
something.
not. I never complained about not having the pizza.
Oh, the pizza.
The
part is
pizza
great.
part was great,
but
it
also
was
maybe
the,
a raise.
Yeah, it was the hey, give me the hours I need
Yeah,
so that I can make enough money so that we can pay our bills.
yeah. I'm glad that we're eating so wonderfully here while I have no
Yeah.
air
Can
conditioning.
I take one of these back to my family?
I typically am the last person to leave chamber things, like chamber board things, because there's always food left. And I'm like, so
Gonna stick around a little bit.
So is there? Yeah, Seth, go ahead and take it. We don't want it here.
Immediately they know.
It's usually we don't want it here. Like we eat too much. Oh crap, we eat too much of this stuff anyway. So. Where are you?
Well, one of the things that happened recently was that, so I started a media company a little bit ago, October last year, and was doing okay. I got a couple clients that got us by, but
Is there a tiny chance that you have?
What are you looking for?
I need a 3 like that. That's. Oh, it's brown. Oh, it's not freaking eyes.
It's hard to tell.
I got it.
It's like a
But
dark
also
brown.
I need
It's not a tan.
I need one at like. Wait, where did I need that at? Maybe I found it already. Never mind. Okay, continue, please. You started a media company.
Yeah, and it was doing okay, and on a normal trajectory, it would grow eventually to something that would pay our bills. But we were feeling the stress. We were not firing in all cylinders. Plus, I also had undiagnosed ADHD, which didn't help any, especially with running a business. So I found a job opportunity that I was interested in. Kind of jumped on it. And they said that they were hiring me, which initially was great. And that was going to pay all of our bills, but we had to move to more Falls, which Seth tried to be very happy for me when I got the job.
But I wasn't.
But he wasn't. So we kind of started the process of doing that, got all the way through this, and basically I was just making social media content for this company. They are a land developer, so I'd go out to property. I would make some content using my cinema camera, which is this one that's getting this shot, and then also with my phone, just trying to show the land off and promote it in creative ways. That's what I was doing, and I was making content that I thought was great. They were telling me, hey, everybody at this company has been here for like 10, 13, 20 years. This person started low and now they're managing stuff. That's my story too. I heard that everywhere. And so the expectation was set that and at the beginning I was saying it takes a while to get some social media traction. You guys have to understand that. And they said, oh yeah, we understand.
They did not.
They did not understand because a month in, after we had done $3,000 plus of renovations to our house so that we could sell it to move to more malls, they're like, oh yeah, we don't want this position at our company anymore. Just random Thursday morning. And it was also, can you ship us back that phone that we sent?
Have you sent it back?
I lost the label to send it back.
Whoops.
And if they really want it, they'll text me.
They'll follow up.
They'll follow up.
Hear that?
Hear that? I'm not going to call it their name.
I was going to make you bleep it out.
No, don't make me have more work.
I'm fixing a post.
But, so that happened. That fell through. That was depressing. And so.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, for you?
For me.
Oh, not for
Not
me.
for Seth.
I was ecstatic.
He did such a good job feigning being upset for me when I told him. He's like, what? No way.
I was so mad.
Secretly,
But only mad
I didn't use financial.
at how ridiculous that situation was.
Which I keep Asher Roger said the same thing. It's like, I'm sorry that happened to you. Chandler said the same thing. I'm sorry that happened to you. But we're all really glad that you're still in San Angelo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is nice to hear.
Well,
but that happened to me. And
especially, like, I feel like you felt not a part of this community.
Yeah, like, we were kind of like waiting for something else to happen in a lot of ways.
And so just from my perspective is like to see the amount of people supporting you after you posted like that you didn't get that job or that you got fired is like
technically laid out because they eliminated the position. But I was definitely fired. Like,
did you ever file anything? Gosh, why? You still should.
Because I'm making income and I'm also like not job hunting. Although I could.
I mean, you can interview with me every day, buddy. I will still not give you a job.
And you have enough companies. You can make enough fake companies. Because you can just make a website in like 5 seconds.
No one said fake company. Where the IRS can hear us. That's not a good way to get unaudited.
Just kidding.
But yeah, I feel like you should have, but that's okay. Richard did, I think, even like
when he retired.
He retired, and he
still filed,
but he filed because, or at least he said he was going to.
Is it too late for me to file?
I don't think so, but I think the reality is like he very much felt pushed out. So, like, I mean, if there is a standing, right, like. That's why labor laws exist. Like, I mean, one thing I've learned from my friend DC, he runs our local International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers here in San Angelo, and it's a labor union.
I've met him. He's nice.
Yeah, and so one time he showed up at a thing without a beard, and I was very confused of who he was. But I have him come teach the segment in my class on labor unions because he can tell them the more practical side of it. And like, because the typical Texan is taught that unions are bad.
Because a lot of Texans have worked for corporations, propaganda that says unions are bad so that they don't.
Yeah. Yeah. So that being said, I lived in that. Like that was me for a long time. I didn't.
And I radicalized you.
I don't think you radicalized. I think seeing the benefits, but really like hearing from DC, like how he sees it. There's a lot of value in that sometimes. So sometimes it is wasteful, but for a lot of different good, there's a lot of different good things that can come of it. And so one of those things is you labor laws, like what we were just talking about. Like you're able to file for unemployment. You're able to not get terminated unreasonably. Hey, that's cool.
Just like a quarter of it. Like,
yeah.
It's just connected.
It seems like,
that's so cool.
Like, it's like, oh, I only got half of the Big Ben. But then you're like, how much work did they have to go into, like, getting the right pieces to do what you just, that open.
The people who make these, like, design these Lego sets are so smart. Like, it just barely dodges. I love Legos.
So, you...
Oh, yeah, so I don't have the job.
Yeah, so now what are we doing?
So, at, like, the same week... Was it the same week that I lost that job? We met with Carson?
Yeah, so I ran into Carson at Angoria Hotel. and it's a new hotel here in town.
Very cool hotel.
We were at a event, and I ran into Carson, and he asked me about you and about the whole like not having a job thing. And so I just kind of walked him through what happened.
You heard about that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you must have posted something.
I posted it on Facebook, but I didn't think it had much reach.
Yeah, at some point he saw. So, and I just said, and he goes, well, man, I've been wanting to come and talk to you guys. And I was like, do it. And so he came over, and you got, I mean, I was super busy trying to get ready for a couple of days off. And you guys kind of worked out a bunch of different details to build cool shit for companies in San Angelo. And I think like one of the things that gets me most excited about it was the whole like I don't think any company in San Angelo should fail because lack of exposure. Like there's plenty of opportunity for exposure, but like the more people talk about things, the better, and the more things that can be shown off, the better. And so when you guys kind of started talking about how do we make more better localized content, more better, as Beth, my oldest sister, would say, more better.
Did she actually say
so yeah, she would say that's more better. Yeah, so this is great. And so but I was excited because you guys making things mo better is very good. Oh,
I just like making things at the end of the day. Like I've kind of distilled everything down to 3 rules. Do your best. Don't be a dick. Make cool shit.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that was simple enough for me to wrap my mind around it. And kind of.
Can I just do the last one?
You want to be a dick and also don't do your best?
Yeah.
No, I think the other two are required in order to make cool shit.
Oh.
Actually, I think it's don't be a dick, do your best. Cool shit. I think I said that in that order, but I think that actually is kind of the order of things. Like it's personal brand, it is really reputation. And if your reputation around town is that you're a jerk, nobody's going to work with you. Nobody's going to collaborate with you.
Unless you take over the entire media news cycle and then like sell advertising and you're the only option.
Unless they're greedy and they don't care about your character. Yes.
And then people like us go after them.
People like us go after them?
Yeah.
Trying to take somebody down? So?
Every day.
Everybody. Every day. So getting a chance to do that with Carson, which, I didn't really know Carson. So we kind of got to know each other better. We went on a couple shoots together.
Went on a couple dates.
Got to know each other better.
Had some dinner.
He wined and dined me.
I mean, that's really not. Well, but how many places have you gone that didn't serve you some sort of food?
Well, when we're working with them, yeah.
And so I'm just saying.
Kind of one. Carson.
Kind of cutesy.
There might be something here, buddy.
Just don't tell Bailey. Bailey seems like she could cut a man.
I was wondering where you're going with that.
I said that, Bailey.
So we kind of created this product of really, really affordable social media content creators. And the big version, I think, scales nationally, potentially. But we're going to start off just here in San Angelo, helping local companies make really cool videos to promote what they want to promote, whether it's a new plate, like at a restaurant, or or a new plate at a plate factory,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
or a new plate at a retail place. We only, unfortunately, exclusively work on places that deal with plates.
Plates.
That I think we niched down a little too hard on that for a population of
you could
100,000.
do gyms. They have plates.
Plates for the things. I clearly work out.
The
I know
things.
what that's called.
The bar.
The things, the bars. Yeah. So
Wait, I want to.
we call it plates.
You said.
us.
I think you said we niche down too much. What doesn't have plates?
What doesn't have plates?
Yeah.
Dealerships, car dealerships. They sell cars.
Hmm.
You really thought you were going somewhere with that.
They have license plates.
They have license plates.
Go ahead. Continue.
Arcades.
Depends on what arcade you're going to. Okay, so I'm
The
thinking,
one in the mall.
Yeah. Okay, so I would say I would bet that one of their prizes is a small license plate as well.
Well, you can't.
Oh, okay. So we should call the
So
blue
call-
kangaroo.
Call Blue Kangaroo. Like, hey,
What
first of
prizes?
all,
Can you describe
prizes do you
every
have?
prize?
second of all, do you want some content?
Nice.
Yeah. So that was a joke. We're not actually only dealing with people with plates. We are.
But I feel like you could do that. Because I think you
You
came
think
up with
everywhere has a
one.
plate?
You came up with one. You came up with two, and one was debunked. So what's the chances
McDonald's.
They have plates. Yeah, they do. They're trays, but they're plates.
That's a tray. That's not a plate.
I don't know. There's license plates in their driveway.
That's not.
I mean,
them.
if we could do that, we could say that for everything.
Exactly.
Um,
Everywhere that's accessible by car has.
I mean, okay. Do you want to? Okay, how about this? Companies we would work for that don't have plates.
Principal slum. They just manufacture LEDs.
Magnetic plates. I bet they do. I bet they use magnetic plates. To
Well,
do
they're
something.
hosting the YPSA event,
Oh, we should find out.
so we're gonna scour the entire place for plates.
Okay, this is
like,
the
hey,
game.
we have a bet going.
This is the game here. This is the game. It's kind of like we're doing this for the BBR, which we didn't change the thing, but I guess that doesn't matter.
It's not even in shot.
But the BBR, we're doing this thing where we have words in a jar, and throughout the BBR, we have to say them. So like, we'll each pick one for that day.
You're eventually just gonna become a designer.
I know.
Words from a
Or
hat.
something. Words from a hat. So we would basically like draw a thing, secret name, and then we look at this.
I've been talking a lot.
I know. We
Do it before you get upset.
Yeah.
and
give it
pull out the big guns. I'm like, I don't want to give you the
so
opportunity.
the
Scenes from a hat.
so we pull it out. It has a word. And then the deal is like throughout that episode, I have to say my word as much as I can. It's like meow from Super Troopers.
Yeah.
Which, side note, is one of the words I submitted. And so you do that, and then at the end of the episode or throughout the episode at some point,
Somebody can guess what the word is.
somebody can be like, your word is.
Oh, that's great.
And so I think, though, it will take a couple episodes for us to figure it out. So like the first episode, I think we're just going to do like, you can't do that until the end. But then after that, we'll start adding those like little rules and letting like each other guess in the middle. But because of that, people are going to start we are going to start.
Random people that keep coming to the podcast.
Yeah. Then I will start like using other words just as a joke, like to get them to guess it. I think that'll be.
Like you're just dropping onomatopoeia like every couple minutes.
Yeah.
Just to throw
They're
it
like, that's your word. No, it's not. It was tree. That's another one of my words.
tree.
Yeah. Because that's the
Man,
example
you're making
word.
this hard.
The example word that I came up with and kept saying over and over again like say my word is tree. And I was like, oh, this is perfect because that's going to be one of my words.
Because
they'll be like, no way that he used tree. But so what we did was I said, okay, everybody text Tyler your words so that she has them and I don't. And I texted her, but after Keen texted her the 5 words he picked, so she was like looking at these words like, what is Keen saying? And I hadn't told Tyler what we were doing yet because she wasn't here. And I was like, and I just texted her. I said, hey, you're going to get 15 words from us. Don't tell us what they are. And
that's all you told her?
And then I said, I'll fill you in later. And so when she got here, filled her in on, man, that sounds really weird coming out of my mouth. Filled her in. But I told her about it and she was like, that makes so much sense now.
Now I understand. I feel like you get points for how many times you can say the word before.
Yeah, so we're going to make, and this is, Tyler doesn't watch this podcast. But that's one of the reasons I came up with this idea.
Even the live viewers
is there's somebody over there going, hey, I'm watching.
Yeah, they're desperate.
And so the part of it is also to get Tyler to pay attention because she sits on her phone the whole time.
She doesn't realize it, but every time she sets her phone down, it's super loud. And so it cuts to her camera every time she sets her phone.
Oh, really? Like just like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or I don't know if it actually cuts to her camera every time. I think I have a filter for anything that's like shorter than a second.
But it's loud, is what you're saying. So we can tell her.
Or I dialed that.
We can just be like, hey.
Just cut to her when she's there.
I mean, we can also just make her phone her thing. But no, I ask her to look up stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Why are you going? Oh, I was like, why are you going so slow over there? Just making fun of me?
Look at me, I'm sad. No, I can't get the sticker.
So I'm excited for October.
Excited for October.
It's my birthday.
Sounds like you're leading up.
My birthday is in October.
That was
but
a
also
segue.
a vacation. And then I also, something else happens. What was I going to say that happens that I'm excited about? That was the whole reason. That was the segue.
I was
trying to go to something.
You're trying to just get to.
There was
my
something in
coming
October. No. Something in October. What is it?
What is it?
This ages.
Legos, bro.
Yeah, it's 9 and up. I was like, my 5-year-old cannot handle these stickers. Especially the arch one. It's square. I get it.
Why can I not remember where I was going with that?
I don't know, but I think we should have
Something about October.
who can come up with a crazy segue. You know how dolphins are great.
What was it, man? October.
It'll come
I
back.
was talking about Keen. I was talking about my birthday. Tyler's birthday.
Tyler's birthday in October.
In October too. But we're gonna share a birthday party.
Nice. On plateau.
I don't know.
Leftover bottles of whiskey that I can take home.
Ooh.
We had Lauren's brother and family over the other night, and I was able to just be like, "What do you guys want?" And had like 8 bottles of whiskey.
Nice.
We were all like a quarter or less.
Nice.
But it looks like we're connoisseurs.
Oh.
Oh, nice. Look at this. Look at this.
What was in October that I was thinking?
So while you figure that out,
Yeah.
the cool part about the business model of us doing things affordably in town is that it's only iPhone content. Now we go overkill and bring gadgets and lights and sliders and all that pretty consistently. But it's just using our phones, and eventually it'll be us having basically DoorDash for content creators. the people who can make videos. We'll train people as well. The people who can make videos and make interesting videos, or at least, some canned ones that you can do at any business. They'll go and make the content and send it to us, and then they get paid as a contractor, kind of like you do with DoorDash or San Angelo to Go. But Carson runs at San Angelo to Go. So we're kind of, and Carson wants to make a media business, and that's kind of like one of his big goals. So we're kind of combining all of our skills all in one and experience all in one. So you'll be able to do $200 a month for 4 videos, 4 really high quality videos that you can post on your own, or you do $450 a month, and it's 4 photos, 4 videos, and you get text reminders that show up on like Tuesday at 11. You'll get a text that says, "Here's your content for today," and has a link to the content, and then has your caption in the next one. So you can just like download and then copy and paste the caption to whatever platforms you want without having to give access to somebody to do that. So that's just way more accessible to more businesses here in town.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the whole idea, and why we can make it more affordable. Eventually, that model could scale a lot. So we're kind of testing it here, trademarking it here, so nobody can steal that. I'm just kidding.
Take our idea.
Please
Tell
don't
us it
take
was
our idea.
successful.
Pay me a franchise too, if you take my idea. But yeah, so I'm excited for that. That's been pretty busy lately, just running around and making content with Carson. It's been really fun.
Yeah.
Did you figure out what?
Nope.
Just gave up on it.
Yeah. Well, I looked at everything. I was like, I'm going on vacation.
Yeah.
Tyler's getting an intern.
Tyler's getting an intern.
Yeah. So there's a
Isn't Tyler your intern?
Tyler's my assistant. She was my intern last semester. Yeah. So what
Tyler's getting an intern.
the deal is like I went to this career fair thing last year, and that's how I hired Tyler in the first place. Is she wanted to be an intern, and that was great. Well, this year that event happens to be on a day that I am not in town. So instead of saying, Tyler, go find us an intern, I wanted to make it way more personal for her. So it's Tyler, go get an intern. So
Tyler, go get you an intern.
yeah, go get you an intern so that you have somebody to tell what to do. It's great. So my assistant's favorite intern.
Double decker bus.
But we are
Anytime-
having our chamber board meeting on Halloween, so that's weird.
What?
Like it's
What
a
time?
It's a board retreat. It's like all day on Halloween. And so
But I don't have to go to
one of the board members was like, can we come in costume? I'm like, we're gonna make this a thing, aren't we? I hate Halloween, so it's fine.
You hate Halloween.
Hate
It's
I don't
not your favorite.
care for. How about that? Like, I'll do it. But running around letting my kids get more cavities and do whatever they want and then whine when they're tired is not my favorite. So, in fact, like I took Watson to New York by myself, just him, because then I don't have to keep up with 3 kids' emotions.
Right.
I mean, that was the deal. And so when Watson was tired, he could say, Dad, I'm tired. And we would just go back to the hotel instead of,
I'm not tired yet.
yeah, so let's
We do this.
keep doing this. And then one of them's bouncing around the friggin' hotel and all that stuff. So, we also, a couple of weeks ago, we had our floors kind of redone. And in that process, the chemical smell was too bad for Laura. So we ended up going to a hotel, and that was really nice. We went to Americ Inn here in San
Americ
Angelo. Americ Inn, yes.
Clever name.
It's it's a Wyndham Hotel.
Wyndham's not bad.
It was great. And then we went swimming in their pool, and that was good for everybody. And then we also had Tyler and Keen come for breakfast. Because I was supposed to have breakfast with them that day.
I just come.
I was like, guys, this one is free and a buffet. So,
Yeah, I booked. We had our air conditioner.
Ooh, yeah.
I booked a hotel, and I booked it through Expedia, and they had no rooms left, so it was overbooked, and they refused to give me a refund. The hotel both, even though the guy at the hotel was like, "Hey, just have them contact us. We'll tell them that it was overbooked. You'll get a refund." And Expedia was like, "Yeah, we keep calling them, and they won't answer. So, sorry.
Wait.
Here's a $25. Here's a $25 one card credit or whatever they have."
my life, my interaction with that would be very different. It would be like, Expedia people, you need to talk to them? Okay, 1 second. And then I would three-way call with the hotel and be like, okay, validate what you need to validate. Guys, we're here. Or I literally would walk into that hotel and on the phone with Expedia and go, talk to them. Fix this. Because they don't want
Maybe
to
I'll
screw
try
you
that.
over. They don't, like, the hotel doesn't want to screw you over. Expedia does. But the hotel, local hotel, doesn't want to screw you over.
Yeah,
Like, not for what you just said.
not for
right?
$70 and to ruin their reputation.
Yeah,
right?
which one was it? Microtel?
No, it was
Oh.
that had like a leaf on it. Woodbridge.
Woodbridge Suites?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Woodbridge Suites. You should
Well,
make
Woodbridge.
it up for this guy. I mean, at least you could just give him a free hotel stay one night in the future. That'd be nice. I mean, somebody's calling me on the San Angelo Studios line.
Answer it.
Answer it on the thing.
Actually,
Call from.
My name's Chris Coker.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hey,
At any
Chris.
time, you may press star to join the call.
I don't know. I think it meant send to voicemail, not send a voicemail. I think. I hope. Or else I just hung up on him. Whatever.
might have just hung up.
Chris Tucker? Could it be?
Hey, do you know Jackie Chan? Also, you're cool. But do you know Jackie?
Yeah. I don't care
really
about
care about-
I don't
really care about
you, buddy.
Rickadilly Circus. Cute.
What is happening here? Why did it tell me to turn this on its side?
Look at that. We don't have a close up.
What? Okay. Why?
I'm sorry. Jeez.
No, it says turn it on its side. Here, right? 77, turn it on its side. And then 78, it's like, then flip it back up?
I think you're attaching something.
What? It's all attached. Maybe they just wanted me to keep it safe.
Safe. Well. Yeah. So that's the. update. So it's been fun. We are adapting. In a second, we need to.
Adapting and exceeding expectations here. But also, my friend Rusty, who lives in Nashville, sent me a picture of something, and then I forwarded it to my other friend named Rusty, who lives here, who is a funeral home director. But so where is it? Here we go.
Look at that. This makes me want to go to London. Go to Italy.
Rusty tab. Okay.
I think I asked.
So
you before when you were looking at these.
how do I make my picture big? Okay.
It's not just a casket.
Oh, I saw that.
So
It has triple
my friend Rusty in Nashville, he sent me this because he is a Yeti fan, and I am too. Yeti here.
I love liquid.
and the Yeti jerseys that I wear from Austin FC. So we were like, let's bid on this. So I just forwarded it to my friend Rusty, who lives here, who is a funeral home director, and said, bro, this would be perfect. Can you buy it for us? So, but somebody
I feel like
somebody at
funeral
some
home
point,
directors have like not them personally have a sense of humor, but like have the bandwidth in their business to have a sense of
he
humor.
does, yes.
Yeah, doesn't get in trouble for that. I would not be able to do that business for sure.
Yeah, he can.
Nice. Look at that.
Oh, one of my students have homework questions already. This was easy homework. Like one of
Oh, and
the
then you turn it. Gotcha.
one of the homework, like I gave them a surprise. We finished at the same time. After all of that, we finished at the same time. Yeah,
After all of my complaining.
my bridge turns a tiny bit. I guess it's
I
so
don't know
that
if it's supposed to turn.
it's like
Like the real bridge. It's going to
Yeah.
collapse at any moment. I haven't done. You actually beat me. I haven't done my
Oh.
little plate.
Oh, I haven't put mine on here.
Maybe that's what you're supposed to be doing earlier.
There we go. Yeah, but I think it's just well. I mean,
The bowler
I think
hat
that's
with the
the only
mustache
thing-
is a little on the nose.
The only
But
thing I wish
fine.
is that it somehow attached to the, so that when I, like that doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
So the other thing, actually, that we could talk about and figure out whether we have this on air or not, but we could figure out what, because you wanted to be part of the local guys as well.
yeah.
So just, and I sent you like a, hey, I was thinking about using a CRM.
Yeah.
If you wanted to kind of handle back end stuff, if you wanted to just be like the take the money guy.
I like being the take the money guy.
Perfect record. How many have we made? 1, 2, 3. Now 4 sets. We've only done 4 sets, but we've like stretched it out so much for each set.
Have you seen the puzzle TikToks?
Yeah, where somebody just like knocks a puzzle
It's like
down.
the last piece goes in and just like bye.
Oh, we could do these.
Oh,
You do
look at that.
I'll do these
Wait,
real
we
quick,
can also talk
and
about
then
that
we'll.
other thing.
Oh, these are fun. I can't focus when I'm doing that. So here's the deal. There could be any kind of slab in here. I'm not entirely sure what we're in for.
Hey, you bought those and stuff, and like, do I get to open one though?
Okay, sorry, gracious Grizzly. The cool thing is these are originally Gary's
Oh, look at
cards. So it is a
Were they
goo
not
or a
all
go. They say
original?
go, but it's a goo.
that. What does it mean, like that he owned them? Like
So
he
with the
went, bought them, and then handed them to someone and said, "Open
No.
these for me."
so he has a bunch of the Series 1 VF1s that were not minted.
Gotcha.
It's an NFT. And the VF2s came with the VF1s, like the evolving poses came with it. And then there were also others. But when you minted your Series 2 before the reveal, the initial mint, you got a box of cards, of the playing cards with them. That's where all these originated from.
Gotcha.
And everything else has just been purely on secondary.
Well, I'll open this.
Now, because VFriends has so many, you can open that one. Because VFriends has so many, they're actually starting to run low on supply now, finally, like a year later. But these were all ones that he originally owned. The VFriends card, Series 2,
Gary V originally owned.
I give
Got
you something that's not a core.
some little extra little,
Probably like an 8.
touchies. You want to guess?
Do I want to guess?
Yeah. Just
Like a tier 2 core, probably.
you want to guess what it is though?
Oh, the character?
Yeah. Ooh, wait.
What letter does it start with? Give me that.
I feel like you get.
Empathy elephant?
I was gonna say like, why don't I give you like put something on the line here, but it is not empathy.
Empathy?
Empathy elephant. Speaking of clamshell,
Oh, is it Calm Clam?
calm clam, 8.5, as you said, as you expected, because of the little
Well,
Gary touched these too much.
these are, they're coming straight from CGC. But I'm sure they get knocked around plenty.
But like,
So that was my haul. Those 4. You can see those on camera. That's a pretty decent angle. The Calm Clam, Hot Shit Hornet, Gracious Grizzly, and Mint Mink. I was really hoping I doubled my chances on accident of getting something sick.
you did.
The slabs
you
are
did
cool.
double plant.
The Mint Mink is interesting because it wasn't the original utility of the Mint Mink, but they partner with NFT projects from time to time. And Mint Mink holders either get major discount or free stuff by holding a Mint Mink because of minting NFTs.
Oh, okay.
Just
That's cool.
additional utility on top of that. And then every time, like,
And it's Mint Plus.
oh my goodness.
This is like
It's a Mint
this.
Mint Mink.
This has to be worth like
Mint plus Mint
a
Mink.
bazillion dollars.
This is a Mint Gracious Christmas business. I think it might be worth $30-$40, which is more than 25.
Ooh, that's what we could do with the $400, Landon. Screw Robin.
Invest in NFTs.
Just buy. Just buy
Just the
these.
most speculative and risky thing you can possibly do.
Yeah, just put it all in Dogecoin. Shiba Inu.
$400 will get you a case of VFriends cards. They're $3.99, and if you pull something big enough, you can definitely I pulled a card that I sold for $1,800.
I mean,
There's
that's
a one of one. Gary B. hologram. But yeah, for the local guys, figure you want to be somebody who takes money.
Yeah,
Preston doesn't want to do that. Preston's one of the owners of
San Angelo to
Finish
go.
to go.
He doesn't want to take money.
No, he wants to be the guy who like sells the idea
Okay.
and then says, "All right, my money guy will contact you." And
Yeah.
I'll admit, like it's weird to be like, "Cool, you want to do that? All right, now pay me."
Yeah.
But my brain's always said like,
well, you need to.
you agreed to it. It was voluntary. I didn't force it. I'm not taking like you didn't get pulled over for a ticket, and I'm taking money for that.
Well, what I think we will do.
Like that. Just for my sake, turn it for the audio sake.
What I would do is just I'll set up like a landing page kind of situation.
Yeah.
Where when someone's like doing what you're doing, they'll just it'll just go straight to an onboarding thing. And part of that onboarding, it'll be like, what's your name? What's your company? What package are you getting? Give us your credit card information. We get all that. Once that's processed, then they get another email that says, now fill out all this other stuff. And that other stuff can be like things that we need, all their business information. If we need whatever access we need to whatever,
if they're getting that too.
If we need that. And then that way.
Opt-in agreement. That's
yeah. And so we have all of that stuff.
Which they have. I wrote that.
But we can put all of that even like on the checkbox on the pay page, right?
Yeah.
Upon paying for this, you're agreeing to all those things.
Yeah.
Right. And so then we do like an onboarding where we ask them for all their details. And details could be, you know, what are your hours? What are your all the little things that we just need in case we need them.
Right.
You know, what's the best email? What's your Instagram handle? What's your all these everything, right? And that way they give it to us instead of us having to go find it all. But we just have that onboarding process, and then that's on the back end of like a CRM type thing that then it just like all marries together. And I think that will be really good, because we'll be able to, like my hope in it is to utilize chat in this process of, so they'll have this like sign up financial sheet, then they'll get this factual question sheet, and then they'll get this tell us more about your business thing. So we really need those first two. We really need the first one, so that makes sense. The second one we need, and the third one, it can be like, take your time, but here's some questions specifically for your business. But what I've been able to tell people lately with chat, which is really exciting, is please don't sit there and try to worry about how you're writing this.
Yeah.
I'm going to rewrite it. Pretend like you're just talking to me.
Yeah.
So that means write in line. Like if I write you a question, just right after the question, just put it in there. Don't feel like you have to like make paragraphs for every question that I answer or that I ask. And that way your onboarding process is like, okay, here's a bunch of content now. And so now we're getting paid. We have all their the factual information. And now we have their how they do business and what they do and all that stuff information. But then what's going to happen is, so it'll be like just a progressive email where you finish this, now we're going to ask you for this. You finish this, now we're going to ask you for this. And then at the end, it'll say, we'll take all of that, we'll put it all into a data sheet, and we'll send it back and say, can you please verify that all of this is correct?
Yeah.
Right. And then that way we have this like one fact sheet for every company.
Yeah.
That when we say, like, if we need to get information about that company quickly, we know that they've approved it already.
Yeah.
From that. And so it may have some like voice details. It may have some just like how they would say things details. It would be like their product line details and stuff like that. And I think doing it in 3 sections, because if I try to ask all that at once, it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
But if I do 1, 2, and even that last part could be utilizing your text message system, right? It's like at your leisure, right? It would just, I don't know if you can make it where it goes, I'm sure you can. I don't know if it already does, but like you have them scheduled, right? But if there was a way to say like, ask this question and then wait. And then once they respond, then ask this next question and then wait. And then ask next question and then wait. And that way they can text message back their answers. But it could just be in a form too.
I think, well, first of all, I want this to be 5 minutes.
Okay.
Like I want them to be like, hey, I'm gonna send you a link. Just fill the form out real quick, and then we're gonna get rolling.
Yeah.
So I think for the higher end stuff, like if somebody, like not the $200 package, like all we're doing is walking in for an hour, making 4 videos and leaving.
Yeah.
You know? But for somebody who's wanting the $750 package, who is getting 4 pieces of content a week.
Yeah.
And is also getting the text service, and also is going on, influencer pages.
Yeah.
In order for additional reach. Those people, I do feel like, okay, like we need to kind of get into some nuts and bolts here, and they're also more committed. They've like put their money where their mouth is and said like, hey, this is important to us. We're willing to invest money into it, which means they're willing to invest time and energy into it.
Yeah. Well, I think over asking them questions, like that's not going to hurt us. right? Like they're just going to see like, wow, they're really doing their homework. And we never have to even look at that. And I think if we build that process out, then it's the same process for everybody. It doesn't cost us anything to like have it run through for every company.
Right.
And then we just have this extra information. So if they do want to upgrade, or we see like, wow, that's an aspect of your business that I didn't know about. Would you like us to come back and do that? And this is how much it would be, like kind of look at that as a tool to upsell, but then also like we had a client that quit on us, but their onboarding was so complicated and long that like it frustrated them that we didn't have stuff enough to do. But understanding where they're coming from on a lot of the stuff could have been upfront in a questionnaire. And we could have said, I mean, I don't think in that case it would have helped that much.
Right. Them specifically.
But I think in a lot of cases, just like having something, and it doesn't have to be like, you need to finish all 3 of these things today before we start filming. It needs to be finish step A and we'll start filming. Finish step B in the next couple days. Then finish step C in the next week after that, you know, or whatever. Like, and that way what happens is they feel like we've cared a lot more. And then when they start going, oh, well, why would we hire someone else? They already have all of we already had to answer all this stuff. Right. They kind of feel this like locked in because they've invested a lot of time.
Yeah. I feel like as they're investing more time and energy into the process, you're investing more time and energy into the process. And if you can kind of lead that, you're kind of like pulling them with you. And I feel like that becomes less of a big ask.
Yeah.
If it's just a restaurant and we're coming in and saying like, hey, we're going to make a couple videos, is that what you want? And they're like, yeah. I'll write you a check for $200 right now. And if you guys can make me some videos, in the next 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Like put it on the schedule, obviously.
Yeah.
Then we're good. That person, like I don't want to know the voice that they want their content. Because I'm just going to have AI generate a caption based on the video we take.
Well, and on that though, if we can, we just need to clarify that with them. So we're going to ask you a bunch of questions. Some of that stuff will be helpful to us. Some of it won't. Or even on the, like saying the voice, right? And what I'm saying is like how they talk about their things.
Right.
Right. And so if
is it casual, is it professional?
Yeah. And so like what would be very easy to do is to after ask them leading questions, not like what voice do you want us to speak in, right? But like what's the vibe of your place? Like you ask those kinds of questions. Okay. Right. So you take those kinds of questions, and this is all in round 3, right? But say you ask 20 questions. They're all, we had chat, write the questions that are all, they're onboarding type questions to get to know the customer a little bit better. Then we take that, put it into chat. Chat gives us data sheet information. But what we could also do is say, for that customer that was $200, right? Now that we know all this information about you, okay, then we say, chat, come up with 3 ideas that we could make off of what they've said.
Yeah.
And then what we do is we write those summaries and send them back to them and go, hey, also, as you were onboarding, we found that here are some other videos that we might be able to do for you. Would you like to? Yes or no? Yes. Charge my card. Right? Like, so like kind of it's almost like a circle back by like learning more about them. We know what else to sell them.
Yeah.
And then in that process, that's where all of our partner companies, right? Bad Beaver, more professional, right? Or even go higher professional and say like Mix It Up Media. Like if we're pulling in all these different groups, right? It's like say, okay, here's your Bad Beaver media. Here's your Mix It Up media. Here's your By the Stream media. Like, we can help them navigate through that, which gives us we're the central piece of that. But also, I need photography. So then we like, hey, Megan, go take these photos.
Yeah.
Or we also need menu design. Hey, Seth, can you do this?
Yeah.
We also need like a more than Bad Beaver media, like less than a produced commercial, which I think is where Cosmic Arc fits, right?
Yeah.
Where does a website, do you need a new website, or do you need, like, I think inside of that process, we're able to then give them like recommendations of, here's some other things that you could also be doing that could be helpful, that could also like on our end help all of these other companies and partnering and how we work together and how we refer people over and all that stuff. And then you have, but you also have that more information to just like continuously loop around and resell. And I mean, you could make that to the point of like, on the bigger packages, they get an email once a month that says, hey, what's coming up next month? Tell us more. Like, tell us, so that we know what we're walking into when you go into film, you know. Well, next month we have this big thing going on, but you guys didn't talk about that at all.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't know about it. We're not your business.
Yeah.
But if we could preface it with, I mean, because right now the first segment is like, walk in, schedule the time, let's do it, right?
Yeah.
But then if it's a repeatable thing the next month, why not 10 days before the shoot is scheduled, we're already asking more questions. You know, what are these things that we can prepare for? Because we can be creative and clever and come up with it all.
Yeah.
But if you kind of know what you're aiming for,
Yeah.
it's a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
So
I think my only concern is friction. You know, like what I've noticed, and like I don't have as much business experience as you do. Like, I think what you're doing is you're seeing the long game more than me.
Yeah.
I haven't even been in business for a year.
right.
In October, it'll be 1 year, which is actually kind of crazy.
Yeah.
If you think about it. It'd take like a month of a
Break.
not even a full break. I still did stuff, but
Yeah.
So I think what I've noticed is the friction, or at least what I've studied, is the friction is in the less amount of friction you give somebody, the more likely they're to say yes to an offer. And like Alex Hermosi has the offer formula, right?
Yeah.
And it has to do with like basically making, I'm not going to remember it all, but the elements of it are the guarantee of success,
Mm-hmm.
the time delay of fulfillment,
Mm-hmm.
and then what they have to do in order to accomplish it.
Yeah.
And so reducing what they have to do, increasing the speed at which it's done. Like all of these, like if you can kind of tweak these elements, then you can get something where it's like what he says is an offer is so good, people feel stupid saying no.
Right.
Like that's kind of where my brain just goes. It's like if I can nail what the offer is, if I can say, hey, do you have a business? Do you have $200? Do you need social media help? I can walk in and take care of that for you.
Yes.
Now.
Yes. No, and I
Where
think
it's like, you have a plate out right now. Can I take a video of it? And then you can have that video. That's one. And then like take 3 more. And then like, all right, if you can pay me, I'll send you a link right now.
Yeah.
Like that is genuinely like the least friction possible.
Yeah.
Right. Not asking them to make special plates or drinks.
And I think that's really solid for the first interaction. Like that first, once they see the success, then you say, okay, that was really easy. And we can keep doing that.
Yeah.
You do not have to respond to any of these extra emails. However,
if you want to,
we can make it better if you do these things.
Okay.
But they don't have to even necessarily know that third email is coming ahead of time, right? They're going to have, it's going to be like, come in, do the sell. Zero friction, right? Go to this website, type in your name, your business name, your email, credit card information, check a box that
Phone number,
says,
yeah.
we agree on all these things. Done, right? Check a box. We get your credit card
Pick your
information.
package. Yeah.
Right there. That's zero, like basically zero friction, right?
Yeah.
Then you film, make the stuff. Their first email would come pretty quickly after that, which would say, hey, just give us all the other information, really specify what your company's called, right? Is it called PV Deli? Is it called PV Deli by Chef Jason? Is it called the PV Deli? Is it what, what is it? Specify, give us that other those other bits of information, like what's your Facebook tag or page? What's your Instagram handle?
When
like,
is it busiest at your business? Like,
things
really
like
basic.
just like really basic things that they can answer, and they can say, I don't know right now. And we're gonna tell them in some way, we're gonna say, if you're reading that email and you're answering those questions and you have to exit that screen to figure out anything, tick the box that says, I don't know right now. Right. So like now it's like, I just go through the answers. I don't know right now. I don't know right now. And if they don't know their Facebook page name, we can figure that out. We can
research. Yeah.
Like, but if they can just give it to us real quick. And so all of that should be like really quick. Like, but those things are being answered at the same time as what you are either filming or you have already filmed and you're editing.
Yeah.
Like in that span of time. And it's and we don't have to say you have to fill this out before we deliver because we already have their money. We're happy with it. But hey, this would be really helpful if you filled up.
Yeah.
Okay. So make it completely optional, whatever. Then they get delivery at some point, right? They get their delivery. They've already paid for it. They got their delivery. They may or may not have filled out that second email. The third email shows up that says, or the third input thing shows up. It's like, hey, I hope you like your content. If you'd like to keep working with us, or as we keep working together, we'd love to get to know your business a little bit better. Here are some ways you can tell us that.
Yeah.
And like very simple, straightforward questions, open-ended, write something real quick. And that way we've had 3 touches now, 4, if you include delivery. So you have all these 4 touches. They've felt like it was easy. Then they felt like we did it quickly. And then they feel taken care of.
Yeah.
On that back end, right? It's like, oh, they really do want to know. They don't want to just cash grab here. And one of the things on that is like that portion would happen naturally, right? And how Hormozy does it is like he's going to have all that set up, but then he's going to go into the business or have his people go into the business and learn more about the business. Right. Like that learning portion is going to happen.
Yeah.
It just happens. We can have it happen. Like we are going to struggle to slow somebody down. Like slow, what's his name? Chang's. Adrian. Yeah. Like try to slow Adrian down.
Yeah.
To do something or to sit down and talk with you. It's hard.
Yeah.
But if you said, hey, there's this email that I'm going to send you and you might get 2 reminders about it, just fill it out when you get a chance, right? That's going to be able to happen like a lot easier than, hey, Adrian, can you sit down with me for an hour?
Yeah.
Alex, the people he's working with are very much more wealthy.
Oh yeah.
Like,
well, and the price point that they're dealing with.
And it's very different. Yeah. And so he's able to sit down and go, hey, you're going to sit down and talk to me. And like, I'm going to get to know you so that I can help you do this stuff better. And so I think what can be helpful in this is like, hey, simple onboarding. The simple onboarding can feed into chat, and then chat can go, well, here's all the stuff I can learn off the internet about this company. Here's all the stuff I can learn about from their social media. Here's all the stuff I can learn already. And then those questions are deeper dive questions that I couldn't go glean off the internet.
Right.
I mean, because you could even set it up that way. It's like once they sign up, it says, here's the company that I signed up. Go find all the information about that company. And so now they get an email that says, hey, here's all the information about your company. If it's right, can you just check yes on all these? Is that right? Yeah, cool. Yes, 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 yes. No, that one's wrong. Fix it. That way, I mean, if we pulled that off of Google or Apple Maps or whatever, like if it's wrong, we can be like, hey, also your Google Maps is wrong or your Facebook is wrong. You should fix that. So we can, it could be that friction part, right? If we focus on it and say, we'll have it pre-filled out.
Yeah.
Just go, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Then the next thing is, well, based off of that information, is this how you position yourself?
Yeah.
And then like, give us tweaks.
Yeah.
So I think making it like taking that friction that you're saying out of answering that last set of questions by kind of pre-answering it for them. And then just saying, is this right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's a lot of times what I do with websites is I'll say, what's all this stuff? Tell me all about your business. And they'll tell me, and then I'll write a bunch of stuff with chat. And then I'll say, make sure we're not lying.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that way, you don't have to do anything, or they don't have to do nearly what is overwhelming to them, which is sit and write.
Yeah.
So,
and I feel like if the goal is to kind of move people into higher tiers as well, I feel like the landing page could be engineered for that as well.
yeah.
Like saying, hey, give us your basic information. Give me the phone number you want text to come to if you decide to do that in the future. And then choose your tier. And then, it's presented in a way that shows like 200 is really basic. This is what you get. You get a link. 450 is this much. 750 is this much. And it kind of shows like, kind of how a lot of places do it. It's like a short list, and it's like a longer list, and a really long list.
Yeah. Yeah.
So doing like engineering the landing page in that way, because what I would really like to do is get to a point where it feels like we kind of ironed out a lot of kinks, which has been the great part about working with Carson. He just loves going out and selling.
Quick. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's fast about it. So he's going out and like talking to people, kind of figuring out where kinks are, kind of figuring those out. But once we kind of get to that point, I would like to start doing things like running Facebook ads with a really solid landing page and being able to say, hey, like, here's what you can choose. And like that onboarding process just from the landing page would be automated into a CRM. So we know kind of what level they're at.
Yeah.
For them to have a calendar for they can schedule when the next shoot's going to be.
Yeah.
For them to even have opportunities to upgrade their tier at a potentially discounted price, for their first month, all of that. Or like, hey, if you pay for a whole quarter, we'll give you 10% off. If you pay for a whole year, we'll give you 20% off. Like all of that. Like I want to be able to figure out how that works.
Yeah.
Because I haven't done that before.
Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of like itching to make a landing page.
Right.
Because all of that just ends up leading to I want to make content for people so they get more business.
Yeah. It's 10:50.
Cool. We'll have to wrap up in a sec. But that's what I'm excited to do, all of the nuts and bolts on that, because I built the SMS messaging, like SMS content system
Yeah.
from scratch using Zapier, Twilio, and Cool Sheets. Like that was really hard to figure out. But once it started working, I felt like a genius. And so I just want to create more systems like that for this idea. And then I just feel like that's less hand-to-hand combat when it comes to a lower price point. It's like you go into Taco Bell, like you just want your food as fast as possible to get out of there.
Yep.
You go to a peasant village, it's a little different.
Yep.
You want a waiter. You want to know what the specials are. You want to sit down and have a meal because you're invested in that. With your wallet, you've invested in that. Versus at Taco Bell, you're like, what's the cheapest, most filling thing, the fastest I can get it back home so I can pass out. Like those are very different experiences. So I want to make the Taco Bell $200 one. But then I I want like a Chang's like really solid, like 2 or 3 tier. And then I want the Peasant Village $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
Or really $4,000 a month.
Yeah.
Like it's like the super high end version of that. So I'm excited to kind of get into the nuts and bolts of that. So
Yeah.
we can keep pushing forward with that. Carson and I are making more content. Actually need to send off a bunch of content links today so that people have their stuff that they paid for. Because I'm wrapping up a couple of clients that I did like an event last weekend, so I need to finish their stuff. But yeah. Got anything else? Sitting on your phone in the middle of a podcast?
I'm looking at how much Canva is about to increase in price.
Going up?
Yeah.
How much?
It says, what does this mean for me? From April 7th, 2025, your subscription price will increase from $150 a year to the discounted $350 per year for the first 12 months. The 30% discount will also apply to team members you add within that period. After this, your subscription will increase to $500 a year.
Goodness.
I mean, that's kind of ridiculous, right?
That's worth dropping pro at a certain point.
Or, I mean, all I would do is just have one account.
Right.
To share amongst the people that I know and just be like, hey, log into my account. Because that's ridiculous. I mean, like, I hear you, but part of the whole deal with Canva was like, I don't have to pay for Adobe Creative. I mean, I do, but like, I don't have to pay for a Creative Cloud. And like, you just made Canva more expensive than Creative Cloud for me.
Like the Creative Cloud, like full subscription, I think is like $50 or $60 a month, something like that.
That's cheaper for educators.
Yeah. No, trust me, I rode that student discount as long as I could. It was like $30 a month.
Yeah.
That's $360 a year.
Yeah.
You're expecting people to pay $500? That's insane. Well,
so yeah, I mean, sorry, I just got distracted by that, but
no, you're good. That's a quick update. That's a long update on everything going on. We built a Lego set, got to catch up, got to think of a couple of ideas. Next week, I think we'll go back to Star Wars sets.
yes.
I really want to do the helmets really bad.
Let's do that next week then.
They are 800 and like 850 pieces. So that's going to be a couple episodes.
Yeah.
The other thing I really want to do is a time lapse
Of it.
But anyway, that's it.
I mean, can we not do it the first? Like, would that be too complicated for us to do
Live?
Yeah. Okay.
That's something that takes for something with
'Cause you have to plan
750 pieces. It needs to stay in the same spot. You need to put one piece, picture, one piece, picture, one piece, picture. Like that level.
Let's do it. Let's just do it live.
Or you could reverse it maybe. You could take it apart.
But I feel like we could.
That would be a lot easier.
I feel
to
like
take
we
it
could
apart.
do it and just have a camera right here that you just have on a little remote.
Yeah, but it can't move at all.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we'll just get like a thing and stick it here. I mean, because you build the base first, right? So we make sure the base is in the right spot.
I don't know if you build the base first, but you don't. Lego, they've thought all this out. How about you build the base last?
Yeah, but I'm saying for this
But
part
you
of
can
it,
do
you
it.
didn't really need to. I don't know.
We'll see.
Okay, when we open it,
Uh,
or I'll let you do that with all your spare time.
actually gotten busier, but it's been a lot lower investment, like needed, like time investment for a lot of these shoots. It's like
Yeah,
I'm
'cause you
done.
go in and do it, and just
Yeah, even if I just film a bunch of shots, I can
Mm-hmm.
cut all that together like that night and then be done.
Yeah.
Especially because it's only like 2 to 4 videos.
yeah,
Carson and I are working together. It's 2 videos.
yep, that makes sense.
But well, that's
Man.
that's the Bricks and Business podcast. That's the update. I don't know what episode this is, like 6 or 7.
Is this called season 2, episode 1?
We could call it season 2. Yeah,
That first season was a
trial run.
trial run, you know.
We'll also be updating the podcasting studio before long with some new styles. So if you need podcasting done in San Angelo downtown, definitely hit us up because we want to customize the space. And if you're in on it early, you might even be able to have some input on that.
Yeah, there you go.
If you need websites made, contact Seth, sethlife.com. And then also graphic design and social management. What else are you up to these days?
If you want to drink whiskey with me,
Whiskey Collective
San
is
Angelo
great.
Whiskey Collective. And then if you need office space,
Yep.
we have that too.
San Angelo Studios.
Office space for people who need it. That's my one-liner now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can help you with your online stuff. That's pretty much what Seth Life is.
Yeah. Help you with your online stuff.
I can help you with your online stuff.
Yeah.
And then whiskey is come drink whiskey. And here is we have office space for people who need it.
Nice. I love it.
Because
That's when you know you have a pretty solid product. Is you can just be like,
I would stand at chamber things and they'd be like, Seth, introduce yourself. And then you'd hear like a couple giggles. Like, because I would never know. I would always just like pick one.
Yeah.
And I usually pick the Whiskey Collective because
Yeah.
it's the most fun. But now I heard one of them from one of the corporate companies had a really good like blurb.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need a good blurb. So
Yeah, GPT.
I did not.
You didn't use chat
No,
for that?
I actually that was me. So
Yeah.
I can be clever sometimes.
Sometimes. Cool. And then I do
Yeah.
high quality video content for brands.
He can do low quality too.
I can also do very low quality
But
video content.
but if you hire him to do low quality, it'll
It'll be
probably
higher
good.
quality than you expected. I can't help it. I was supposed to only do like
Which the
5 to
vessel
10
one.
short videos for the Vessel Church. I was literally just talking about it. And then I made like a minute and a half like full blown recap
Yeah.
video for the
That
just
video
because
was great.
I just like went down the road.
And one of my students was in it.
Really?
Not from this semester, from a couple semesters ago, but he was baptizing somebody.
Oh, nice.
So that was
Baptizing his wife?
His name was Eric. He's a Hispanic guy.
Oh, no, he was baptizing his daughter.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
I should text him.
That was just last week. Cool. Thanks for joining us. TikTok Live. Thanks for listening in. I don't know if anybody's even watching.
Yeah.
I'll look at the metrics after. And yeah.
Awesome. Bye.